Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Come on into the live. Come on in. Welcome, everybody. Come on into the live. Come on in. Just going to wait a few seconds for those of you who are coming on. Come on in. Welcome, welcome. Happy Wednesday. All right. Welcome. Welcome. Come on in. Come on in, everybody. Welcome, welcome to this free e-learning. Get ready to go for funding. Yes, I'm excited. I am excited to be live with each and every one of you right here on the Facebook platform and also on our Wise Girls YouTube platform as well. I want to encourage you to go ahead, share, invite, tell somebody, come on with us today. All right. So I can't see you in the comments. I hope I am able to see you so that I can answer any questions that you may have, whether it's right now or whether it's later. I'm trying to see if I can see you in the comments section. All right. And if I cannot see your comment, just go ahead and inbox us on Wise Girls and I will respond that away. All right, so let's get started. Welcome again to our Get Ready to Go for Funding. I'm excited about this. This is a very important, vital part of when you are preparing and getting ready to go for funding for your purposes of your mission. And so I want to welcome everyone. I want to welcome you all. Thank you for joining to today's Get Ready to Go for Funding free e-learning session. And you are a part of our capacity building program. You're a part of this capacity building program. This capacity building program is to strengthen your organization's internal engine so it can better fulfill the mission that God has called you to. All right. So while you are coming on, I want you to continue to share. Tell somebody, get on, let me know you're on in the comments so that I can acknowledge you as well. And so this is about capacity building. And so that is a part of our Wise Girls program, which is capacity building. And so it's an addition, it's an extension of what we do. And so again, I want to say thank you for joining in and letting you know that this capacity building is to strengthen your organizations. All right. And so while you are doing your programs, your feeding program, like having your food pantry or worship services. These are the output in regards to your capacity building. All right, so these are the outputs when it comes to your outreach and your worship services. These are the things that you put out. But when it comes to capacity building is the backbone. All right, it is the backbone. These are the systems, these are the people. Can't do it by yourself. These are the people and the tools that make those outputs, your food pantry and your worship services, possible. All right. So we understand that all things are possible to them that believe, and we know that all things work together for the good of them that love God, to them who are called according to whose purpose? His purpose. So whether you are enjoying your coffee on your lunch break or at your desk, I am so glad that you are here with me today on this Wednesday. I am Pebbles Brewer, the founder and CEO of Wise Girls Inc., and we are Well Informed Sisters Empowerment. My heart is to help yeah, I said it, micro and small churches and charities, 1 through 50 members and or volunteers that serve in their community. And we are here to get you prepared, empowered, and encouraged for funding opportunities. And so I've been blessed to do this for over 9 years. Can you believe it? 9 years. I was struggling with saying a decade. So we're going to go with 9 years, even though it's more than 9 years. However, I am blessed to have done this for over 9 years. And I absolutely love it. This is one of the things that I love to do. This is the legalistic side of your religious nonprofit organization. So that's what I deal with. I deal with the legalistic side of your church and the legalistic side of your charity. And so, before we dive in, I want to acknowledge who is here today. All right. So, some of you who are tuning in may have never, and I mean never, applied for funding before. Some of you who are watching may have applied and even got denied. I've been there. And some of you are applying but need insider funding guidance. That's what I'm here for. But no matter where you are in your future journey, this session is for you. So please feel free to put your questions in the comments and I will answer them right here on the live. Or depending on your question, we can schedule a free nonprofit consultation. All right. And so I also want to encourage you, your board members, your staff, or even those who are curious to share this live stream. So if you're on here and say, you know what, I am not on the board, I'm not a staff member, I just want to get intel. All right. I want to encourage you to share this live stream with others who need to be prepared before they go for funding. So this is vital information that you would need to know. So I'm just going to touch on a few things. I can't go into depth. That's what the consultation services is for. It's for us to go into depth together one-on-one. All right. And so today we'll cover preparation steps, tips, funding, insights, and capacity building strategies that will set your ministry or charity up for success. All right. So from my experience, I've learned that most people think if I could just get grant money, that's the number one thing people ask me when they join in on the free consultation services. They're like, where's the money? Okay. So most people do ask about funding because the reality is the scripture says money answers all things, right? Things. It answers the things that you need to do to accomplish things and to get things going and to pay for things. And so most people say to themselves, if I could just get grant money or enough donations, we can be successful. And yes, success, money does help when it comes to success, but it's not always in the money, but it's in the favor. Okay. And so I want you to know it's okay that the first thing you want to ask is about grant money. It is completely all right because you need money and you need favor. We did an empowerment session called finance and favor some time ago during the pandemic, and it was very insightful. But I want you to be able to prepare yourself so that you can receive the things that you need to complete your mission. And so I want you to remember today, this is the key thing I want you to remember, that we do the preparation. And when I say we, I'm including you. We do the preparation, but God handles the outcome. That's the reality. The fact of the matter is that we do the preparation, but God handles the outcome. It is all up to Him in how things come out and how things are successful and become victorious. All right. And so let's look at step one. Step one, I want to discuss the 501c3. Some of you may think that your state registered church or charity, along with your 501c3, is enough to apply for funding. But being registered in your state and having your 501c3 is the first step. Yes, that is the first step. However, it is not the only step to obtaining funding or grants. So it's not the only step to obtaining funding or grants that you are seeking to help with your program or your outreach. And so a 501c3 is a United States nonprofit organization exempt from federal income tax under Section 501c3 of the Internal Revenue Code. Now, when I share this, some people hear, okay, once I'm 501c3 status, I am exempt. Period. The fact of the matter is, you are exempt according to what is relative. You're not exempt in everything. So it's according to what is related to the 501c3, to what they say you are exempt from. So if you have this, your 501c3 is your foundation. Yes, it's important, um, and must be in good standings. That is very, very vital. Your 501c3, your registered organization, must be in good standings, because if it is not, you will waste time applying for grants, applying for funding, because once they see that, they will know that you are not in good standing, and so they cannot give to you, and they won't get a tax deductible based on your status. So it's very important to make sure that your status is good. All right. Always keep track of making sure your status is good. If your state requires you to file annually or biannually, make sure you do that. Some states do not require that. In New York, once you register as a charity or a religious nonprofit organization, you do not have to file every year. California, you got to file and pay a small fee. But some places do not require it. Once you are filed, like for example, New York, you don't have to pay an annual fee or anything of that nature. Only time you approach them is if you are dissolving the charity or the religious nonprofit. In their eyes, you are that forever, unless they change their policies. And so it's very important that you must be in good standing. But having it alone, okay, make sure you're in good standing, yes, but having it alone does not guarantee funding. Some funders, but not all, may see it and be satisfied with you just being, state registered. Others require proof of active ministry, proper documentation, consistent service to your community. They want to see the proof. They've got to see the proof. In other words, before donors give you anything, the question is, are you doing the work? The fact is, some don't give to ideas. All right. You can have a great idea, a great concept, but they are not going to give to your idea. And you can have a wonderful idea. The reality is, they give to what you are already doing. And in order for them to know what you are doing, proof is required. All right. And so this is how you strengthen the credibility of your mission or your ministry. And I want you to remember that faith without works is dead. So you can believe in what you want to do, but without works and the action of doing what you said you want to do, it's, according to the scripture, dead. And so believing in Christ without doing what he said, your faith is dead. And so Proverbs 16, verse 3 says, commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be established. Whatever you're thinking, whatever you want to do, it will be established, especially when you commit your works to the Lord. And the things that come into your heart, into your mind, is from the Holy Spirit, because he wants you to take actions on things that he wants you to do. And so, as believers in Christ, we must remember we are workers together with God. This isn't your own thing. This is advancing Christ's mission and purpose. And so, if you don't have a 501c3, if you don't have 501c3, it does not mean you are not eligible for funding. I want to make that clear. So I wanted to deal with those who had a 501c3, but if you do not have a 501c3, it doesn't mean that you are not eligible for funding. Some funders may still give, but I do encourage you to work toward applying for your 501c3. It gives you access to benefits, and it helps make things simpler for your organization to receive support, even support that can relieve you of expenses. So 501c3 is like the gold to your organization, and it helps relieve you of some expenses. And so if you need help with getting your 501c3, I encourage you to reach out to us. We'll provide you resources to help you get started. And so let's go into the majority of donors that will require 501c3. So majority of donors do require you to have a 501c3. So if you want to maximize your potential, you must have a 501c3. But if you don't have one, you can still get funding, but there are limited resources for you. But the 501c3 is vital to have, and it's good to have. So you can still get funding without one, but keep in mind, I want you to keep in mind, if you do not have a 501c3, keep in mind more may be required of you. They may require your income and expenses, proof of impact. They want to see who is supporting you. They want to make sure that they are not the only ones funding what you got going on. They don't want to fund your entire mission or your outreach. They are there to partner and to put in a percentage, a small percentage or a large percentage, but they are not there to fund your entire mission. They want to see that you are putting in the work and the effort. And so if you don't have a 501c3 and you're applying for grants and funding, they may require success stories, not from just your words, but they need some proof that you have success stories, and then also documentation as well, any other documentation that they may require from you. And so whether you have it or not, Preparation is still key. All right. Preparation is still key. This is capacity building, building your readiness so you can respond confidently. Yeah. You want to respond confidently. So it is always important to be ready. It's important to be prepared for what you are um, going for. Okay. And so you want to always have everything together. You want to make sure you have everything together prior to going forward with what you want to request. So this is capacity building, building your readiness so you can respond confidently. All right, let's go to step two. Step two is why organizations get denied, and I want to share some funding secrets with you just real quick. So, if you've applied and got denied, number one, don't be discouraged. It has happened to the best of us. Trust me, I have applied and been denied. The first time I applied and been denied, I was like, wow. You try not to be devastated, but because you really count on that support and that help to accomplish what you've already advertised. And so you must understand denial is not the end. All right. It could mean, the denial could mean that something was missing. The denial could mean simply that they made their selection and you weren't the one they selected. Because you have to remember that you may be competing with thousands of applications. Major donors are strategic. Applications change constantly, sometimes without notice. And so some applications have what I call a doorkeeper. So we're moving into the next phase. I'm just moving you into the next phase. Some applications have what I call a doorkeeper. You must pass the eligibility quiz. They call it a quiz. Some call it a quiz before entering into the actual application. They'll have a quiz, or they require you to submit a LOI, a letter of inquiry. So you will submit that letter of inquiry, and then they will respond to you. You don't even get to see their application. In some cases, like United States, U.S. Bank, for example, U.S. Bank will require you to submit a letter of inquiry. And before they even respond or give you anything, they got to read that letter. They're going to read that letter, and then they will let you know if they want to send you an application to apply, so that they're not, receiving a bunch of applications and being overloaded with people's requests. So, which is a, smart strategic thing to do for them. They make the applications based on what is easy for them. And so if the application or the online portal to request your donation has guidelines, I want to encourage you, you must read them. Read the guidelines or you will miss vital information. Trust me, I done been there, done that. I learned it is vital to read the guidelines. If you don't like reading, it's going to be hard for you in this nonprofit industry. You have to read. You have to, if you got to reread to reread, you have to read to understand what they want from you. All right. So major donors look for keywords in your mission that match their purpose. All right. So they are telling you what their purpose is versus you telling them what your purpose is and you want them to give it to you. And so they're going to tell you what their purpose is. And then you have to see if your mission aligns with their purpose. All right. So if it doesn't align, then you are not eligible. All right. So if your purpose doesn't align with their purpose, you won't be eligible for the grant that they are giving out or the funding. So apply for funding that fits your mission. Okay. And so here are little funding secrets I want to share with you. Some funders require you to, and I've learned this over time, some funders require you to be registered on certain platforms before your application is even considered eligible. So you can read the guidelines. You can pass you can pass step one, which is the doorkeeper. You can go through and pass the quiz, the eligibility criteria, go through that, read the guidelines, and still find out that you are not qualified, or you don't, or you have not been approved, because there are certain platforms that they are looking at to see if you are on before they even consider you. And these things have are so, and they have been put in place because of so much, you know, scamming and issues going on. So they have to have these safety measures for your nonprofit to go through. And so some of these funders require you to be registered on certain platforms before your application is even considered eligible. And they don't always tell you clearly, which I found out. They don't always tell you straight out. You got to figure it out, you know. And so you have to pay attention to instructions. You have to pay attention to logos. This is the funding secret. You have to pay attention to logos that are not the donors' logos. Okay. So you can just be on there and you just see the logo, and you're just like whatever and keep on moving on. But no, you got to say, okay, wait a minute. This ain't their logo. This isn't their logo. What is this? And so you investigate it, and you may find out this is what you need to be registered with. But it's important to pay attention to logos that are not the donors, and pay attention to the application portals. When you go into application portals, pay attention to everything. Okay, so those logos may be the key to eligibility. All right, the logos sometimes are the key to eligibility. All right, and if you want that information, that data that I'm giving out right now, and what logos and the platforms that you need to be on, you can book a consultation with me, and I will be glad to share that information with you. But I want you to remember, we are working with our humanistic side and the AI side. That's the stage we're living in today. But listen, AI is helpful, but it won't tell you everything. Some things come from lessons learned, right? Some things come from lessons that we learn. And we don't get it from AI. We get it from lessons that we learn. All right, so moving on to step three, let's deal with documenting everything. All right, step three is documenting everything. This is where I don't want you to miss. I don't want you to miss this. Documentation is crucial. Documentation is crucial. We wouldn't have the Holy Bible if things weren't documented, right? And so let's talk about what you need to document while you are preparing to go for funding. So, number one, you ready? This is the part that we all be, you know, working on. It's a work. It's not a struggle. It's not hard, but it takes some work. That part that we need to document. Number one is accounting. Oh, yeah. I love accounting. I have my certification in charity accounting. I love accounting. But yeah, it take a lot. You gotta have those extra helping hands to get that done, especially if you have a lot of income and expenses. But number one, track accounting, track all income, track your tithes, Track your offerings, track your donations. Even if it's $1, track it. You can't say, well, we didn't bring in nothing but $5. Track it. You keep going, keep tracking the data, the finances that are coming in. The importance of having offering envelopes. Make sure people fill those out, put their name, their address, and make sure they're completing the offering envelope so that you can properly track. Right? I understand some people like to be anonymous, and that's fine. That's their legal right. They can do that. You can have anonymous givers and donors, but it is very vital and important to make sure that they fill out those offering envelopes. Tell them, don't just put the money in and put the envelope in the bucket with no name on it. They could just put the cash in the bucket without using the perfectly good envelope. So make sure you take time out, even in the offering. It's important to not just raise the offering, but encourage them to fill out the offering envelope completely. All right. So tell them to fill their name out, put their address, put their email. You must have envelopes that are prepared like that, where you can take in the data so that you can track it, and so that you can provide them with the letter of a thank you letter at the end of the year. And then you can also keep in contact with people, especially if they are a visitor of the church. So these are things, I'm just little tidbits I'm giving you, some little free tidbits I'm giving you. This is a part of the operations department in your ministry. This is because of Sunday service, you have work through the week. Oh, come on, because of Sunday service, it provides the work through the week in your operations department. All right. So, number one, when you're getting ready and prepared to go for funding, go for grants, go for donations, track all income. Like I said, track your tithing, track your offerings, track your donations, track your grants, your corporate donors, track um, um, the in-kind donations as well. Track all expenses, the things that go out that you have to spend the money on that is relative or related to the organization. All right. Let's not get into income that's unrelated to your mission. Let's not get into expenses that are unrelated to your mission. Why? Because if it's unrelated, guess what? You got to pay taxes. And which is fine. If you got it like that, go ahead, pay the taxes. But make sure you are um, tracking your income and expenses, especially on the proper software. We use QuickBooks, nonprofit. I know they no longer are using the desktop software. QuickBooks is no longer using desktop software for nonprofits, but they have transitioned over to the Intuit, the online version. So if you have the desktop, I suggest you keep it because they do now charge annually for you to have the QuickBooks online software. And if for any reason funding didn't come in for you to pay your annual fee for QuickBooks and logging your income and expenses, you don't get access to your data. I'm telling you, I'm giving y'all some real stuff. You don't get access to your data, so it's important if you have the desktop already. The last one I think was 2024 or 2020. But whatever you have, if you have that, keep it. Do not get rid of it. Keep it, because that way you can keep your data on file. And then there's other softwares that you can use to track your income and expenses, but make sure that it is an approved one. But we can get into that another time when you schedule a consultation with me. And so funders want to see that you can manage resources. So before they begin to consider you, they want to make sure you can handle and manage resources, which is what comes in and what goes out. All right. So, number two, track your work. You want to track your work. Who did you serve? How many did you serve? What did you provide? See, this is the work. This is the work. This is the operation. This is the backbone. This is the capacity building in the ministry, in your charity. You want to create um, a tracking, whether it's in Excel. I have a way that I created something for churches and charities to do that makes things so simple, and especially for your staff, where they can just go online and just do it directly into the particular platform that I'm using. And it's very simple, it's very easy. Anybody that volunteers or helps or serves or works for you can work from home, remote. This is the thing that I came up with, and I will share that at another time. But there are other things that you can use in the meantime. But what I use is where it'll create the Excel for you. It'll put everything in Excel. It's just one thing you have to do, and everything's created for you. It'll put it in Excel. It will create the pie chart so that you can use all of that for your state of the ministry meetings. Okay. The state of the ministry meetings, or the state of your charity meetings, whenever you have your annual meetings or your quarterly meetings, you can be able to show your pie charts and all that without you having to strategically do it yourself. I have a way where it's just so easy and simple. 1, 2, 3, boom. It does everything for you. But I'll share my secret at another time. But tracking your work is very important. Who do you serve? How many? What did you provide? And I want you to remember, do not guess. When you're filling out applications for funding, you cannot guess. It's not good to guess. Does not mean you lying. You ain't telling the truth. So don't guess. Know your numbers. And let me say this, and I want you to hear me clearly. Let me say this. When you are doing missions work, when you are doing outreach, when you are serving the community, listen to me very clearly. The grab and go is not beneficial for future funding requests. Whatever you do, avoid the grab and go. All right. I'm not saying that, you can't have times of grab and go. But what I'm saying is you can't do that all the time. The grab and go is not beneficial. All right. Especially when you are going for funding. You No grab and go. Sign here. What's your name? What's your number? Even just your name or email. And if they don't have one, just your name is fine. But I want you to remember that it's very important. Tracking is very important because you can also be audited at any time. And if audited, they want real names, real addresses, real phone numbers. Okay. You also want to stay connected to those you serve. It's very vital so that, especially when you're in the people industry, the people business, you want to stay connected to those that you serve. You want to be able to pray with them, encourage them, and help them become self-sufficient. All right. And another funding secret, some donors need your data to keep their funding coming in. Oh, okay. So if you're going to get money from them, they need your tracking data so they can prove to the people who are funding them that the money has went toward a good cause, right? Their money comes from somewhere too. So that's another funding tip I wanted to share with you. Number 3 is the power of proof. I want to deal with photos. That is one of the things we shy away from a lot. Some people, I should say, but most people that understand what I'm saying, they know how important it is to take photos. So uh, it is completely okay to take pictures and videos during that community service time. All right. So I want you to know, but I want you to know that you have to notify people beforehand, whether you put up a sign that says that you're going to be taking pictures, or the video is in progress, you're going to be recording. But you have to have some sort of notification. When we do our events and our outreach, we have signs that show you may be on camera, you may be in our video. And then when we have people apply for basic needs, vital necessities, we put in the application that you may be on camera. You may show up in pictures, and we have to get their approval, and they will say yes or no. Majority of the time, they'll just say yeah. But we do notify them prior to. We're not just snapping pictures and hey, you got to live with it. No, no, we do notify them. So you must notify people before you just start, snapping pictures. But I want you to know it is completely okay to take pictures of what you are doing, so that you can bring a sense of awareness as well. And so taking pictures is not for your glory. Come on, write that down on the tablet of your heart right now. Taking pictures is not for your glory. It's proof of your work. Matthew 5:16 says, just go to Matthew 5:16. I'm not going to read it for time's sake, but go to Matthew's 5:16, or I could just tell you, let your light so shine before men that they will see your good works and what? Glorify the Father which is in heaven. So what are you doing? Letting your light so shine before who? Before men, that they will see your good works. Whose good works? Your good works. And at the end of the day, the goal is for them to glorify God, which is in heaven, which is to duplicate what you've shown them. Let the believers see what you're doing, so they can duplicate it. So they can say, I want to get out there and feed the hungry, clothe the naked. I want to be that sheep. I don't want to be a goat. I want to be a sheep, because when Christ comes with the sword, not to kill, but to separate the sheep from the goats, I want to be on the side of the sheep. Okay. And so remember the power of proof. The power of proof. All right. Next, I want to deal with website. Website is something that most people think is a thing of the past. Like, people's not doing websites anymore. People are doing social media, yada yada. And no, websites are crucial. If you have one or not, you need to hear this. When you are going for funding, you need a website. When you're going for in-kind donations, you need a website. When you're going for nonprofit discounts, you need, see, I'm giving you that key right there, nonprofit discounts, not just always funding and in-kind donations, but there are nonprofit discounts. You need a website. Your website is required, not your social media. Now, some may ask for they're going to require your website, and they're also going to require your social media pages if you have one. And so it's very important to have a website. I'm not saying your domain, when you start off, your domain got to be your ministry name. You can start off with a free website. Just start there and then work your way up. And so you want to make sure you have a website for your church or your charity. Your website is your front door, your virtual front door. That is what gives people access to who you are and what you are about. All right, what the ministry is about. And so it is very important to have a website. For example, I'm going to give you another funding secret. For example, most churches use StreamYard. All right. They use StreamYard to live stream their services every Sunday or their events and outreach uh, efforts. And so you may not know this, or you may know this, but StreamYard provides a nonprofit discount. So if you're paying every month for StreamYard and you're a nonprofit, you are a church or charity, and that's what I'm talking to right now, churches and charities. Um, you want to apply for the discount. Okay, a discount is a discount, and it helps save on expenses. And so they have two important things that they require. They actually have three things they require, but there's two important things. But thirdly, they're going to ask, you ready, for your website. That those are the important things that they're going to ask for. Of course, your documentation, your information on your nonprofit, but thirdly, they're going to want your website. So don't sleep on the websites. It is still being required today. So if you use a StreamYard and you want to get or submit your request for your nonprofit discount, you do have to have a website, and that is one of their requirements. Okay. And so, step four, and we're almost done. Step four is I want to do a grant writing real quickly. So, grant writers uh, can write grants, and it is good to have grant writer. If you can afford one, get a grant writer. That's fine. Grant writers can do grants. What they have AI doing grants now. That's a whole nother thing. But anyway, um, grant writers are good to have if you can afford a grant writer. But one of the things I want you to know that grant writers cannot guarantee funding. That's what I tell my clients all the time. Grant writers cannot guarantee funding. They can write and guide, but the decision is up to the funder. Okay. They can write the grant and you already done paid them, but they cannot guarantee you the funding because it's still up to the funder to make that decision in giving you the grant. And even having a grant writer, you still need your documentation. So they're going to ask you for all the things that whatever this donor or funder is requiring, they're going to need it from you. And that's called being ready when it's time to submit for these grants. So you're paying the grant writer, plus you got to make sure you're ready to submit documents to the grant writer so the grant writer can submit to the funder. Got it? So you must be prepared first. That is the key. You must be prepared first. Step 5, which is our last thing today. I want to leave you with something empowering and just some real talk. I know this may seem like a lot. Things seem like a lot when it's new to you and it's fresh to you. But once you learn it, it becomes simple. Once I learned it and I duplicated it and it was repetitive, it became very simple. Of course, you have to stay up to date on policy changes, but once you learn it, it's easy. It's really easy to do. Um, it becomes very, very simple. So when you serve people selflessly, you deserve to be supported. Preparation builds confidence, preparation builds capacity. And so, if you want help with your next funding move, I want to encourage you to schedule a free consultation. It's in the caption as well. You can go to wisegirlswiththez.com/CEO and submit your free consultation session with me one-on-one. All right. And I want to thank you all for being here today. If this has helped you in any way, we would love for you to support the work we are doing through Wise Girls Inc. by making a donation. I would love for you to make a donation to Wise Girls Inc. You can click the donate button if you're watching on Facebook, or you can go visit our website at wisegirlswiththez.com. And so I want you to stay encouraged, stay prepared, and remember, we do the preparation and God handles the outcome. See you next time.